community area. It might see them developing their imagined new project ideas for a particular site. And everything we do with all of our work, not just World of Work programs, it's employer-led. Employers being able to connect young people to real industry professionals is an absolute must, and it's a cornerstone of the work that we do. Really excitingly, within our schools programs as well, we're taking it a step then beyond the World of Work programs, where we're delivering long-term mentoring programs where we can work with young people across a full academic year. And when we do this kind of work, it's really where we're looking at the aspirations of a young person, their soft skills, really working with them to develop a platform from which they can present their best self. For a lot of the young people that we work with in these programs, the schools have identified them as young people at risk of not making a successful transition. And that is typically because school isn't the best place for them. Sitting down and learning in a very academic way is not their way of learning. These are young people who excel when they're doing something experiential, where they're working alongside somebody, where they're doing something more vocational. And the apprenticeships is the kind of route that is best for these young people. We work with them across the year to, one, raise their aspirations of what they think they can do, because often these are young people who have been they've been not ignored, but they're not in the higher echelons of their school group, so they're not given the full support that they need. And also that we're there so when they get offered the opportunities and they go into interviews, they're able to have the confidence to sit there and say what they can do, say what they want to do, and best represent themselves. On a long-term mentoring program, we're doing loads of one-to-one stuff. We do lots of employer engagement, which is CV building, interview techniques. And then also within this, we have a higher level and degree apprenticeship program, which is, if anybody knows any young person who's going to compete for a high level and degree apprenticeship program, you will fully appreciate the exceptionally competitive nature that exists when you're trying to secure these opportunities. And really what we're doing here is that all the young people that we work with who would like to take on a high level and degree apprenticeship program, typically they're coming from a school background where there isn't the additional support so that they're competent in their interview technique, that they're used to presenting themselves, they're used to presenting ideas. We take them through the whole process of the high level and degree apprenticeship application process, putting on employer-led mock assessment centres, helping them with their CV, supplying them with work experience, so they've got things to talk about. And what we really enjoy through this program is that we've had lots of instances where we've had industry employers support the sessions and meet young people that have just blown them away and have been able to offer them either an advanced route on their own application process. So maybe the young person has advanced straight to the assessment centre, or they have just offered a young person a place, which is, again, it's really beneficial in these local relationships where we can directly connect a young person with an opportunity. And that's what we're about, creating those networks where a young person can jump into a really exciting career. Really quickly, just to let you know our impact. Last year, we reached almost 26,000 young people. We're currently working with 70 schools and colleges across London and North Kent. 650 young people took part in our World of Work programs. We're absolutely delighted about the amount of generous support we get from our industry partners in terms of volunteering. And we engaged 801 influencers, and that really takes me back to that point about the fact that it's not just young people's minds we need to change about careers in our industry, it's the influencers, it's the gatekeepers of the young people who also think, I don't want my daughter going to go work on a site, it's dirty, it's not for her. We need to change their opinions and convince them that industry careers are the best next step for their young people as well. So we're really proud that through our school sessions, 80% of young people said that sessions challenge their stereotypes of the people who work in industry, whether that be to do with their gender, their ethnicity, or even something that's more relatable to them, like where they grew up from. We're really proud of that. And then within our World of Work programs, 85% of young people said that the sessions help them better understand the skills employers are looking for. And that can be something from really acknowledging and understanding that you've got to be on time for work, for being able to confidently sit in front of somebody and articulate themselves and present themselves in their best light. So COVID-19, what a treat this year has been. And for all organizations, it's presented a new range of challenges that we've all had to overcome. And very much for us, everything that we delivered was face-to-face, especially when you're thinking about community restoration programs, making benches, or even just the fact of being in a room with an employer doing work experience. Everything was face-to-face, and we very quickly had to develop online resources and be able to still effectively work with our young people. We had young people at the end of mentoring programs, we were in the middle of community projects, and we couldn't just abandon these young people. So across the lockdown months, we were able to reach over 600 young people through online employability and careers networking sessions. We did this both across our schools and in community projects. And again, we were able to keep connecting industry volunteers with young people through the medium of Zoom in a really effective and engaging way. We quickly pulled together a 5-day digital world of work experience, which 68 young people took part in. We had so many year 10s left stranded and not being able to do their work experience placement. So we did a pilot program that we were really proud of, and can't wait to continue to develop that, because next year work experience is going to be an exciting prospect, but it's also going to be tricky. And we also developed a really innovative online level 1 health and safety and CSCS card course, which 107 young people took part in during the lockdown months, and we're continuing to deliver. We're continuing to deliver everything online at the moment. And what's really exciting now is how we combine our online resources with face-to-face resources, and create a really cohesive set of programs and engagements. I mean, there's been, I'm sure everybody's found there have been silver linings during the last couple of months, and one of them for us has been the ways in which we can access and engage young people at home, where there's a variety of different barriers sometimes about why a young person can't travel to a different borough, and they can't get to somewhere on time if they've got care responsibilities at home. And for them to be able to turn on the computer and sign in can be really beneficial. A challenge that was, and a barrier that we identified and were faced with really quickly, is that not all young people have appropriate devices at home. So we really quickly found and secured funding that has allowed us to set up a laptop loan scheme for our young people. So for the young people most in need who didn't have an appropriate device at home, we're able to lend them a laptop and an internet dongle if needed, so they can participate in our programs, so that our programs are still accessible for all, and we're able to welcome all young people to our programs, and we're not leaving anybody abandoned or isolated at home. So I'm really proud of the way in which we've been able to react to COVID and provide online solutions for our young people. And now it's really exciting about how moving forward we take the best experiences and combine them with the best practice pre-COVID to have a really unique and multifaceted set of programs for engaging young people. So that is the whistle-stop tour of Construction Youth Trust. And now I'd really like to get into talking about things that you do, any challenges you've had, any deeper questions into what we do, and the ways in which we would really like to engage with more organisations in Kent is that for our industry partners, we're always looking for companies to supply volunteers to support sessions. And at the moment, as I said, a lot of them are online, so they're really accessible. When we're back to it, live site tours, they're a cracking way of inspiring and engaging young people with the full range of careers available within industry. Everybody likes seeing what happens behind the fences. As I mentioned as well, work experience placements. We know with the T-levels, there's going to be loads more demand for work experience. It's also an incredible opportunity for a young person to really understand the world of work, to understand the things that they need to develop, and also to get an appreciation of whether they really like a career. We're really excited to be thinking about new ways that we can deliver work experience, and would be delighted to talk to anybody else who's also had ideas or thinking of ways in which they want to explore online placements. And then again, when we're back to face-to-face delivery, a lot of our practical community projects were always really interested in meeting anybody who's got something going on that you think our young people might like to join in with, or if there are any trade professionals who, I know everyone's very, very busy, but if they ever had a little bit of time to come and work with our young people, it's just an incredible experience for our young people to be led in a practical activity by a tradesperson. And then also, we would love to know about your apprenticeship and employment opportunities, about what you've got coming up, about what you've going on, and about how we can potentially help connect you with the young people that we work with, who might be those young people that you've just been searching for and really want to give your opportunities and a chance to. Yeah, so it was really whistle stop, but I'd really like to open up the discussion now to everybody, and see if anybody has any questions, or if anybody's had any challenges that they've faced and they don't know how to solve or would like to discuss. I'd be really keen to have that conversation.
That's really great, Charlotte. Thank you so much. So yeah, we have got 10 minutes still before we have our next speaker. So if anyone's got any questions, now's a good chance to ask Charlotte about the projects that they've all been up to. Has anyone got any questions?
Obviously.
Yeah, of course. Before we do ask some questions though, I just want to say just a thank you really to Construction Youth Trust, because we've engaged with you through Donna, yourselves, Charlotte, here at Jenna, and we facilitated a visit down at Dover at the Harmonia Village, which was a new dementia village. And actually, that was a key part of, we just won a gold standard national award for considered construction. And that played a massive part in that, being able to deliver that event and promote that and engage with the young students. They had a brilliant day. They were just great. It was a pleasure to host it, really. Had some really great students who came down to Dover with us for the day. So that's just really a kind of a plug, really, in terms of for what you do and the value that offers, really. So we're really appreciative at Jenna. We want to do more going forwards. We've got some exciting projects. So we'll definitely be engaging in that manner. So thank you, and well done for the work you do.
Thank you. That trip was wonderful. And actually, one of the young men who joined you on that, Shane, it was after that trip that he decided he wanted to be a bricklayer.
Brilliant.
That's great.
That's exactly what we like to hear. What I was going to say, backing up what Ella says, really, I mean, how can the KCFG help you? I mean, I know you would like to move further into Kent, and we would really like to obviously have the Construction Youth Trust down here. I mean, Malcolm has just posted a question: how can you make contact with Baxalls? They would like to speak to you as well. And I'm assuming that what you meant, Malcolm? Yeah, that's the best way we can hear you, Malcolm. Oh no, yes.
No, that's great. No, it is actually that. Yeah, we are still pushing forward with those programs, and our issue is, as you quite rightly pointed out, the virtual side of things. And you know, there's no careers events, nothing's happening, and we've been discussing internally how we're going to engage with young people on a virtual platform. But sounds like you're already ahead of the game. So let's talk. That'd be brilliant.
Yeah, and let's see if we can do something like this, Charlotte, with your students. You know, we could get people on this call, on this kind of thing, and we can, you know, get the relevant people, the contractors and the consultants as well, and engage with some of your students if you're able to do that. I know there's obviously the privacy things and whatever, but whatever you can do, we would be more than willing to help with that.
Yeah, definitely. And so also my colleague Donna, she's lost her voice, and normally she would be here talking to you all, and she's our delivery lead within Kent. And I know that there's, at the moment in the schools, we're booking in loads of sessions. We have a really popular session, which is a career networking event, which would be this kind of environment where the young people would be sending in their questions via chat, and we would be opening up the amount of different careers. So if anybody would like to get involved in any of that kind of work, that would be wonderful. And I will what's the best way to share contact details? Should I just pop something in the chat, or?
Yeah, pop something. We're in touch with Donna anyway, but if you mention to her that we've said that we'll help run an event with you, then we can do that. Yeah,
absolutely. And the other thing I know that Donna is really keen on, so within our schools as well at the moment, where we've just begun delivering our year 11 and year 13 mentoring programs, and this is a year-long academic program, but at the end of that, we're going to have a load of incredible young people ready to make their next step. So as well as doing something that's just about talking about careers, we really enjoy the opportunity to do some sort of live recruitment session as well. So if people are looking for young people and have got opportunities, we'd really enjoy to be able to facilitate that kind of environment between our young people and the employers. And typically the way that we do that as well, we often it's a real great learning opportunity for the young people as well, because even if they're not right for a company, it's often their first experience of having that formal, quite intimidating conversation and interview with an employer. So anything like that, we'd be really, really keen. And I know that Donna's got loads of things coming up and her schools are on board, and that would be fantastic.
Well, I think we're seeing Donna next week, aren't we?
Yeah.
So yes. Mention that to her, and let's get something. And you know, even like the interviewing, because obviously they're all being interviewed online as well at the moment. So you know, even the skills that are involved in that, I'm sure we can find people who can help with that as well. I mean, she did mention earlier this morning, and this is the other people on the call, that she had a young lad called Jack who's left sixth form with good A levels, including engineering. And he's really interested in estimating, site management and civil engineering. He's a really likeable lad and has his head screwed on, and he just needs a break. He lives in Gravesend, but happy to travel. So again, you know, we can share those within our network and let other people know that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. But I'm just going to pop my email address into the chat.
Okay, that might be better for people to contact you then. Lara Paul from North Kent has just said she'd like to talk to you as well.
And I'll pop Donna's in as well.
That's great. Thank you, Charlotte, for stepping in as well. Well done.
Yeah, that's never easy to step into someone else's shoes and deliver their presentation. So well done, you.
Yeah.
So it was an absolute delight, and we're really keen to expand our work within Kent. So as well as you know, Malcolm, we'd love to chat to you about the way in which we deliver online, and if we can get you involved in that, and if there's anything we can do to help you. And if anybody was thinking of doing anything a bit bigger as well, we'd more of a bespoke program, you know, that's really exciting for us, and we're keen to continue getting bigger and deeper within Kent. So we'd be really keen to have conversations with companies on a more one-to-one basis as well.